So welcome back to my trading. In the hour that I've just had off between streaming on Twitch and now, something very weird has happened. My microphone fell over, so I had to sort all that out, and now it sounds like I'm in a toilet or some kind of bathroom thing. I don't really know what's going on. It's annoying. But anyway, welcome back to my trading live update, trade update. If you are watching, stick a hello in the chat box. Let me know if the audio is okay for you. It sounds absolutely freaky to me. I'm not sure. I might have had a bit too much carbonated fizziness for one day already. Not entirely sure. But give me a shout. Let me know if the audio is okay for you, because it's not for me. I might have to take my headset off soon. Anyway, let's get into it. So, I doubt you were, but if you had popped across to Twitch after this early morning or this morning's early YouTube session, which I'm going to try and do as often as I can now. Seems to be the way ahead. You would have seen me talking about natural gas, that we were already in or still in a natural gas long from way back when. From way back here. We got triggered in this breakout above 2415. It took us in, and there was a bit of resistance up there. It went down, nearly took about. It would nearly take it out now. It's not going to take it out now. I might move my stop and thing. And then continued on. We took some profits here. Took 75% profits here. That's why there's only 25 pence per point left on. Currently, it's 62 points up from the original entry. And on Twitch, in fact on YouTube, just before I switched over to Twitch, went on to Twitch and mentioned that if there was a break above this resistance line here, there'd need to be a close above, open above, then look for a long opportunity. I went on to Twitch, I drew this mad box. I'm calling it a mad box. Don't care what anyone else is calling it. Drew this mad box and said, if I could trade, because I'm doing this, I'm trading on a £1,000 account, and my money management rules, which I would advise absolutely everybody to, to consider, is I won't allow 50% of my account, of the full account, the small account. I won't allow 50% of that to be used up for trading. So that includes the amount of money I'm putting on as a risk, as well as the margin requirements. So for a margin for the shortest or smallest order that I can put on the DAX, for instance, is 50 pence a point, but that gives me £316.70 margin, along with the margin that I've already used. Don't know if anyone can hear me now. Along with the margin that I've already used for my natural gas trade, the original one, that already takes me below my 50% margin of the original 1,000. So I can't put another trade on. I could, you know, monetarily speaking, there's enough money in the account to do it, but it would take me below, well below, my 50% safe margin, which I don't want to do, basically. So I couldn't get on this. If I was going to get on this, I put down the mad box and I informed people. Let me put the screen on. I informed people that I would have put a buy order here with my stop down below here. I think it works out to be something like is it 28 or 30 points or something. It's 30, yeah, 30 points. So it would have been a 30-point stop, and you know, maybe looking for it to get up to the monthly highs. No idea. Wouldn't know. I've no idea. So anyway, that didn't happen. I couldn't get on at the time. There was no way that I could do that. But anyway, so now we're back at stage 1. We're back at having just the original natural gas trade on, which is 57 points up. We got into a DAX trade. Love the DAX. This was a strategy entry. I ummed and ahed about this heavily, and I was reminded by Ron. I don't think Ron is watching, but I was reminded by Ron that strategy is a strategy and we follow it no matter what, and that's true. That is right, we do. My take on that strategy is slightly different to Ron's. First of all, it's my strategy, so I could do what I want. Second of all, I'm mixed here because this high, let me get rid of one of these. I don't know why there's two. This 12,684 corresponds to this high here, and if I put 1,000 units on, so this high here is the 12,684. If I were to extend that, so let's just say 12,684 and all the way over here, I'll just keep on going, zoom out because it's going to be forever. Keep on going, 12,684. Keep on going. No, I'm going to need even more. 100,000 units. So 12,684 from there equates to a higher high of these two. So it broke these two, and then the next one is 12,684 is here. So I was apprehensive would be the word, I suppose. Yeah, apprehensive to go on this one because I think this might be one of those false breakouts. I think it might be one of those where it's done a double top and then falls over. And if that's the case, then that's the case. You know, I'm in now. I got in on a 15-minute. I'm not a lover of the 50, but I love the DAX. And when I've got the time, when I'm just looking at the DAX, when I'm just focused on DAX profit, I will trade the shizbit out of this. No worries, no problem, anytime. But because it's a small account, I didn't really want to jump on the 15-minute. I'm looking at hourlies for the trade now, and on the hourly you can see this is going to be, or could be, not is going to be, could be a double top. And my strategy tells me if I'm not in a trade by 12, and I was in this by 11, no worries. But if I'm not in a trade by 12, I cancel that trade. there's not a lot of volatility, there's not a lot of movement, then we don't get in that trade. And my strategy also tells me, because I walk away at 4:30, that if I'm not, I'm above my entry now, but if I'm not above here, I think this is going to be the double top. If I'm not above here, I have the right or the ability, however you want to look at it, to close the trade, be that in profit or not, at 4:30. So by 4 o'clock, which is why I've originally put it at the 4 o'clock point, I need to be above this line. It needs to have broken above and closed above, and hopefully the next candle opens above. Excuse me. If that being said, that all, if that all happens, great. Amaze balls. Love it. I'm having that for me tea. But if it doesn't, I have the right to close that. And if Ron is on stream, if he's watching live, then I would advise you to do the same. I know that you do something similar to my strategy. Yes, the strategy does say leave it alone, and I'm constantly saying be consistent, manage your money, and give the trade time. Yes, I know, and America will be online soon. Yes, I know, but double tops are double tops, and double tops are quite profitable. If you were to look back at or double tops, double bottoms, treble tops, treble bottoms, they're all very profitable. I bet I can't find one there, can I? And I can't think of one off the top of my head. No, I'm not going to put more units on. Let's say that someone traded this as a treble bottom. So we had a low and a lower low, and then we had a higher low. So let's take the mean of these two. So let's take this one and this one as the line, as the baseline. And let's say there was a touch and bounce, forget that, false break, a touch and didn't go under, and third touch. So even if on this one or this one you decided I'm going to go long because it was a 3-toucher, you would have been in the money. You would have made a substantial amount of cashition. So let's flip that the other way around. If that's the first touch and that's a miss, we're looking for the second touch and bounce down. So that's why I'm apprehensive about getting into this. And it's not even on the hourly, it's on the 15-minute. So on the 15-minute you can see, well, I don't know whether you can see or not, I can see that this is doing a push up and it's doing a push and squeeze. So it's not actually touched this yet. If this candle had touched and was a second touch, then this candle had touched and was a third touch, I'd be happy that it was going to squeeze through. This might be pushing up for a breakout above here, because originally I'd written this: look for either a double top at 12,684, oh yeah, or a breakout long if breached, close above, open above. So a candle needs to close above this. The next candle needs to be born above it. It can come down to it, but it can't breach below it, and then it's got to close above it. The wick of this second candle can't be longer than the previous candle, including wicks. That's my rules. That's in my head. That's in my rules. That's my rules. That's my rules. And if that happens, awesome. Boomalicious. We're on for a monster move to at least R2 daily, probably the weekly highs. But if it doesn't, if it slowly faffs about and by 4 o'clock has just, wicked through, possibly, maybe, I'm taking profit. I'm taking cash. In fact, I'm going to stick that down on my on here. So I'm gonna give a company a shout out. I don't think they know I'm gonna do this, but I'm gonna give a company a shout out because until I spoke to this company, and I'm sure they'll be happy for me to give them a bit of a shout out. But before I spoke to this company, I was putting little notes on pen and with pen and paper and little post-its and shit. Oh, I'm not on Twitch. On things. I apologise for swearing. So I watched this this company. It's called Trade Room Plus. A very good company. A very good educator. A bunch of educators. And they are very good at getting a message across. Yeah, so before I watched these guys, I was always putting all my notes down on a piece of paper and thinking, yes, so remember, when it gets there, I need to do this. So they were the first ones I saw that were actually notating or annotating, however it's meant to be said, on the chart itself. So now, that's what I do. So, update. If price does not, pardon me, break above, what was that? Oh, it's 12,684, 12,684 by 4 p.m. Then close in profit. Well, yeah. Boom. So I need this to either be very volatile, and shoot through 12,684 and continue on its journey, thanks to the Americans. Unlikely. Look at this stochastic. I know stochastics don't mean much. I know. We don't trade from the stochastic point of view. We do trade from price. Everything is derived from price. But the stochastic does show. It shows confluence. It shows whether what I'm thinking is correct or not. To me, it does anyway. And it's very different for each person, I'm sure. So if we were to take a convergence or divergence view on stochastic, this here, let's move that out of the way, this here is the highest or the high of the stochastic for this price. So price was here at 679, stochastic was here at 90. Now we have a lower high on the stochastic, and it's only just, but it's still a lower high, and a lower high on price, 667, whereas 675. It's nearly 10-point difference. So you can tell that it's slowing down for whatever reason. Well, for whatever reason. If this now starts to fall over and the stochastic crosses over and it falls down, then I followed the trade plan. I got into it for a reason. Excuse me. Drinking fizzy things. And I followed my strategy. It's fine. I'm happy with that. 3 minutes. Who freaking trades? If this faffs about and doesn't make 684, I'm out. I'm gone. I'm taking it away. And if on the 15, if on this it falls all the way down and it's coming down towards my my stop, then you know that's just par for the course. That's trading. But I'm going to give it time, and I think by leaving it till 4 o'clock, I've given it more than enough time to show itself, which is why I say I've got to be in a trade before 12. If I wasn't in this trade before 12, then I wouldn't have been in this trade now. My single came just before that. But anyway, so I'm happy to leave this faffing around, because you never know, it might fall away down to this daily support and then shoot back up come 3:30, and that's fine. I'm in. I'll leave it alone. If I'm not past this move text, if I'm not past 684 come 4 o'clock, then I'm closing for whatever profit or loss that it offers me. And as for Brent crude, we're not in. There's no signal. I doubt I'll have a signal today. I'm looking at the 15-minute, but I would only really trade on the hourly, certainly for such a small account. 15-minute scalping or 15-minute short-term trades can turn into long-term trades. You can get into a trade on the 5-minute, and it can turn into a monster 3, 4, 5 day trade. You know, no problems. But I'm looking at the 15-minute, because if there is an entry on the 15-minute that correlates to my thoughts on the hourly's direction, then I'm in. Follow your trade plan and follow your strategy. It's a bit weird, you can't. No, I don't think you can you? I wonder why that is. Well, maybe you can. I know why. I've got my monitoring music off. Well, let me leave that there. Monitor off. So let me just have a quick listen to YouTube, see whether I can hear myself talking and whether it's loud enough. Yeah, sorry about the silence. The thing with YouTube and Twitch, they're two very different things. YouTube, I've just counted there's a 9-second delay between me doing something on screen here and it showing on your screen or on the YouTube channel that I can see anyway. So that's annoying, but with Twitch, I think it was 2 seconds, 2 and a bit seconds. That was mad. It's very annoying. Everything annoys me. I'm always constantly annoyed. And the fact that my frickin' microphone isn't working, that is also annoying. Is it frickin' turned on? Am I using the right one? Don't tell me what's going on to this one. Hello. Oh my god, that's a massive delay. Yeah, I don't know why, but there is something seriously wrong with my microphone since I dropped it. It's not as if I dropped it. Well, yeah, I did. I was spinning around with a carbonated fizzy drink in my hand, and the boom arm that it's attached to just kind of fell off, and the cable got pulled out. And since then, literally that was like 10 minutes before the stream. Since then, this audio sounds absolutely horrible. Absolutely cank. Let me see if I can sort my filters out. I've just turned my compressor off. I don't think that's doing anything. The noise suppression I know is doing something, because you can hear a bit of a Bit of a fuzz. Can you hear more for a fuzz here? Now that fuzz is gone. And is that fuzz back? Not so much. So I'll leave that there. I've got a compressor, which if I turn the compressor off, I don't think is doing much. There's obviously something else gone on. I've done something, I've moved something, I don't know what it is. And I've got a limiter, and that limiter stops me from, well, when I shout and scream, which is normal for me, that stops me going too high on your end, so you don't hear me, you know, there's no weird noises at the end of it. So I believe. I'm not a sound engineer, but that's what my streaming audio, not my streaming software help files have told me to do. So I'm doing it. Yep, so back onto the natural gas. We're still in this long from ages ago, only 56 points. If you were following before, and I did say that I would be in here, I'm still happy with this setup. I'm still happy with this, the way it's trading. If it comes down and bounces off the 2460 and pulls away, I would be most inclined to say we'll get to the monthly highs. What I'm not happy about is this. Yes, it's only 50 pence a point. Yes, it's only 50 quid if it goes down and takes me out. But on a small account, a 50 quid loss would be all of that gone. The two losses I've had already are big enough, thank you. I don't really want to lose anymore, certainly not for a small account, and I would like that percentage gain to be a lot bigger and my RR ratio to be above at least 1. Not by the end of the day, that would be ridiculous, but by the end of the week. There's no trading for me tomorrow. I have a prior engagement that I have to do. I can't get out of it. I don't want to get out of it. So next trading session for me would be Friday, and I'll be full on sessioning. Pardon you, on Friday. Ooh, more carbonated fizzy snuff, please. So let me just advance some of that, one of that. I don't want to hit myself on there. It's very off-putting. But let me have a quick listen to the stream. Oh, full-on sessioning. Oh, and I burped. Blimey. That is a long, long time ago. That's mental. Yeah, so anyway, I'm going to leave the stream running for a while. I'll be watching it from afar. Pardon me, I say from afar. I'll have my phone with me whilst I'm sorting some stuff out for later on today. I am not confident that this DAX is going to make it. I don't see a trade setup for Brent crude, certainly not on the 15-minute, and I am happy with this natural gas trade. What I don't want to see for this to happen is price coming down too close to the where the stop would have been, where I would have put my stops or stop, and then for it to breach, hit the pivot point for the day and move away. I would rather this just faffed about for a little bit, and as soon as it came out of the or touched the 2460, it would come out of the box and rock it. one, I've still got an old trade on. Great, need that in the back pocket. But two, because that's the way my strategy works. My strategy is threefold. I can have a entry on a certain set of criteria with price. I can have an entry on a breakout of established resistance, or I can have an entry on round number and volatility. We're talking about a strategy strategies that I used to use a long time ago, 6 odd years ago, when I had a small account and I was building that up to try and put some more money into an account, so I could then just relax a little bit. And this isn't exactly hard, you know. I'm just sat here on my backside drinking fizzy things and eating half-eaten kebabs. That's the one just over there I need to get. And it's not hard at all. There's a lot harder jobs out there, but it's mentally draining in that you think you need to constantly be looking at the charts and you don't. Set and forget, walk away. If it makes, it makes. It doesn't, it doesn't. It's whatever. Just follow your plan and follow your strategy. Be consistent in everything that you do and see where it takes you. As long as you back tested your strategy and you know in the back of your head, you know this is a very profitable strategy, then what's the problem? All you're going to do by faffing yourself about is put stress and strain on you when you don't need to have that stress and strain. Make it easy for yourself. Make it real easy for yourself. So I'm out of here. I will leave the stream audio running. This is all I don't know why, but I want to say CRM, but I don't think it's CRM. It's copyright free music. Yep. Philly Boots, watch my screens. If I had have been in this trade, I would be ever so happy with it. I just couldn't get in it. My mind wouldn't let me jump in it. Not overly happy with the DAX trade, but the DAX is the DAX. It takes you out or it doesn't. It either gives you a nice profit or whips you out. It's no biggie. Not bothered. It's only a small amount anyway. But remember, I'll be back way before 4. I'll be back in about 15-20 minutes. I might not be talking, but I'll be watching the screens. So if anyone's in the chat room, if you wanted to leave a couple of questions or comments, please do. I'll answer them as best I can when I get back. I might have to restart the stream at some stage just to sort this stupid audio out. It's doing my head in. Everything's really quiet. And I'm like 0.5 millimeter away from my microphone, which I don't like. I don't like it. But anyway, leave a comment if you want. And as soon as I'm back, I'll answer it as best I can. Stay salty. Speak to you in a minute. Right, I am back. That was 37 seconds I counted between me clicking on screen and then something happening. That's ridiculous, YouTube. Get that sorted. Oh yeah, I forgot. I'm going to move my face closer to the microphone, haven't I? I'll have to sort that out. Anyway, so still nothing's happened. We are slightly in profit on the DAX. I might be up for a long on Brent. Doubt it though. But even so, because of this hourly resistance that's not been broken, yes, there's a wick through it. But when I say broken, I mean close above, open above. It's not been broken for some time. You know, since 9:15 yesterday, or 7:15, sorry, yesterday evening, it rocketed through it. That could now become resistance again and then fall over. So I'm looking for shorts at this time, not longs on oil. And if we do go the short route, where could it get to? Probably back down to 5,850. It's not a million miles away. It might make it down to the heady lows of 5,825, or at a push 5,800. Remember, major players, institutions and banks like round numbers. Let me get these headsets. I don't want to listen to myself anymore. So I am going to close the stream in about 2 or 3 minutes. Predominantly because this audio is doing my cheese in. I've no idea what's happened. I do not know what's gone on. I've got to fix it. You don't get Dr. Disrespect having audio problems, do you? With that, we'll keep an eye on this possible short. It's a possible short. If anyone is watching this, listening to this, it's a possible. It's not a definite. Don't you know, we're coming up for this hourly resistance. It's got to break above that. It's got to break above, close above, and then it's got to open and close above again before I'm even going to look at going long on this one. But a short is more on the cards, shall we say. So yeah, I'm gonna close the stream. There's only one watching. I'm wondering whether that's me. That'd be pretty sad, wouldn't it, if it's just me watching. Anyway, I'm going to close the stream in a second or two. I'm going to give another 2 or 3 seconds of this copyright-free music to listen to, and then I'm going to give it a bleeps, and then I'm going to close it, restart my machine, sort out some audio, and then get trading again. So until next time, thanks for joining me. Anyone that does, anyone that watches this in the future, thanks for watching. This is Mad Trader saying, stay mad.